HarperCollins presents The Queen's Lady by Joanna Hickson. Read by Sophie Bentinck. For English book clubbers Sophie and Katie, and Deborah and Lucinda, who spread the word in Australia, keep on reading. Part 1. Chapter 1. The Tower of London. April, 1502. I stood stock still under the alder trees, staring up into a tracery of branches, budding with spring growth and dotted with the silhouettes of hunched ravens, their hooked beaks buried in chest feathers fluffed up for warmth. The clouds above the River Thames hung silver-grey, tinged with the blush of a hidden, sinking sun. Not a breath of wind stirred. It was an eerily still dusk that set off alarm bells in my head, while the noises of the city gradually subsided around the Tower of London. My sigh alerted the girl beside me.
"What is it, Mother Joan?" she whispered. "There's such a strange atmosphere."
It was my youngest stepdaughter, 14 years old, and apparently as affected as I was by the sense of anomaly. "Yes, there is, Lizzie." My voice emerged soft and low to match hers. When the ravens come in to roost, they are normally vocal, reassuring each other as darkness falls, exchanging good-night blessings before rest. But this evening, they're silent, as if awaiting some event.
"A sad event?"
The girl's voice shook a little as she spoke. "I hope not." I put a consoling arm around her. I didn't want her to be frightened, but there was a reason why ravens were considered birds of ill omen. They could sense death. After all, they mostly fed on carrion. It was part of their nature. A sudden burst of sound sprayed down from the treetops as the roosting birds unanimously fluttered their wings and emitted a chaotic series of carks, like trumpeters tuning their instruments, or a town crier loudly ringing his bell before making a public announcement. Perhaps it was an acknowledgement of some wind-borne message, for afterwards the big black birds fell silent once more and shuffled closer together, finally settling for sleep. Deep shadows began to creep up the white tower, and the sprawling fortress lapsed into its nightly routine. Footsteps died away on the cobbled lanes between the double curtain walls, and torches began to flicker on the battlements, to light the guards as they stamped out their patrols. I took Lizzie's hand, and we made our way through the arch that led from the tree-lined green, heading for the Watergate, to cross the moat to our home on the Thames quayside. "A false alarm," I said reassuringly, but her frown and pursed lips indicated that she was not convinced. The year was moving on. The excitement and pageantry surrounding the wedding of Arthur, Prince of Wales, to Princess Catherine of Aragon, and the Christmas and New Year celebrations that followed, were now a dim memory. The royal newlyweds had made the long journey from London to Ludlow Castle on the Welsh border, where Prince Arthur was learning the art of ruling by presiding over the Council of the Marches. Although I had been seconded to Catherine's retinue during the wedding celebrations, I had not gone with them, but gladly returned to my regular post as one of Queen Elizabeth's ladies-in-waiting. Now, as Easter approached, King Henry had summoned his court to Greenwich Palace to celebrate with all the usual processions and lavish feasting that marked the end of Lent. Afterwards, leaving my husband, Sir Richard Guildford, King Henry's controller of the household and master of ordnance, to join his fellow privy council.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?